Hi guys. I'm hoping le video is about right because I'm also doing it on the phone, but I think my laptop will be fixed next week and I can be able to load videos as right. Ndiyaqhubekeka. Okay, I think I need to speak English. I'm continuing. There are so many things that I want to talk about, but I'm continuing with the one of the empowerment on relocating overseas. Yeah. Uh, Last time in the last video, I spoke about where I got an offer from the University of Dundee in Scotland to do a master's degree in social work. Bear in mind, there are two master's degrees in social work overseas. There's an MSc, which is more research based and not more practical based, but it's always offered to those people who have experience, who have been practicing in their countries and maybe need the knowledge for research purposes or because they want to be academics in future. There's a 2-year social work degree, which is more practical. You spend most of the time doing practice. So because I've been a researcher for many years, I opted for the one where you are more knowledgeable one, more research-based one. Even though I did most of social work courses, but I didn't go on practicum, but I was more groomed to be a researcher. Yeah. So when I got an offer, they were nice. I'm not going to lie. Abelungu, they called and were very nice. I remember I was told that I got the offer, but let me pay money. I would think it's a registration fee because I also applied late. That is why I didn't get that percentage of scholarship that you get when you don't have a scholarship, but they give you a university bursary, which is a certain percentage of your fee. So I was late already, but I just needed to relocate that time. So so things all set. I've got a date to start at school, but now I needed to go to the embassy and apply for a visa. But before I apply for the visa, I needed to do a TB test. Before you go to other countries, okay, I've been to China, but you don't have to do a TB test. But in UK, you have to do a TB test. You pay 2.5 for a TB test. In Cape Town, it is done in Centurion. I've got the address, which I will write later here. Or for those who are interested, they can ask. I'll give it to them. Uh, Also in Pretoria, it is done somewhere. It is offered somewhere. You can just Google where to do UK TB test, and then it is also done in Durban. But I've never heard that it's done in the Eastern Cape because I live in the Eastern Cape, or I've lived in the Eastern Cape for many years, so I would have done it there. So I needed to do a TB test. It is very important. So I made an appointment, and that time I did it in Peru, but now it's done in Centurion. I'm gonna show you how it looks like when I talk about my current relocation, because I had to do another TB test than that one. So I did the TB test. It's like mostly about your breathing. You breathe in, you hold it, and then you go, but they check your lungs. Ne? So I did it, and then after that, I went to the embassy in Cape Town because I opted for Cape Town because I needed a date that was urgent because I needed to move. So I didn't get a date in Durban. I remember I had to fly from Pretoria because I was in Pretoria, also sorting my relocation issues. Then I had to fly to Cape Town to do it. So I did a TB test the same week. Then I went to the embassy to do my visa. So when you go there, you get an interview. You do the visa application, then you do an interview. We go there one by one, then we are interviewed. I think I went on the first day, then they said we will call you again, or was I told to wait I'm not sure, but I will tell you now the right one, the current one, but because now I'm telling you about that one. So you get interviewed about your desire to relocate, to go and study, then you are asked those personal questions, then your visa is sent, your visa application is sent, and then you have to come back. I think I had to come back after 7 days that time. Then voila, I got my visa. Then uh I had to go back home to the Eastern Cape to pack and prepare for my relocation. Um uh I I I already had a start date at the university, which was in August, but I think I left in September. Yeah. Then September, yes. So I went back home to pack, to prepare, because I was under pressure. It was late, and I don't even know why I was under pressure, because I should have let the year go by and stay in South Africa. But I think that better eluphondweni luthando, if you know what I mean. So yeah. So I prepared, and everything was on me, my visa, my everything, my passport. Then I needed to go. I had a video on YouTube which I recorded on my arrival in Scotland. I took a flight from East London. My transit was in Dubai, and then I took another flight from Dubai to Edinburgh. Then from Edinburgh, I took a bus to Scotland. Edinburgh is in Scotland, so I took a bus to Dundee, which is quite a travel, something like 1 hour or so. And when I arrive in Dundee, I don't know anybody. I only have the address of the B&B where I would sleep before I go and introduce myself to the university and all of that. Remember, it's not trans country. Because as I said in the earlier video, I was relocating to be closer to Tron, but it's not Tron's country, but it's a neutral country for both of us, but it's closer to him. And because me, I wanted to be educated in English, not in Norwegian. So I opted for the country. I did apply in Tron's country, because if you do masters there, you are guaranteed to get a job there. And I knew that if I do masters for 2 years, I would end up learning his language. But they made my application so difficult and impossible. In the end, they rejected me. Up until now, I don't know why. It would have worked to my advantage if they took me, especially that their education is free and all of that. So I took a bus to Dundee. Then when I arrived in Dundee, I took a meter taxi. I showed them the address. One thing that the first expression of Scottish people that I had was that they are extremely nice. They are helpful. They were helping me to strangers. They are trying to be helpful to strangers. And when I say that, I'm not saying they are all like that. There are those that are bad, which I've also met, who will treat you like you are black and make you feel like you are black. But in general, the majority of people were trying to be nice. And then I arrived I slept in a bed and breakfast. I arrived in the bed and breakfast, and I needed to bath and rest. And then the next video will be about the university life, the first impression of the university, what I needed to do, because now I'm a student overseas. And I will also do empowerment on how to look for scholarships, so that when you go and study overseas, you go on scholarship and you don't pay money. But as I said in another video, however, you will have to come back to your country and serve, which was something that I was avoiding, because I didn't want to come back and serve. So I decided to pay cash in terms of the fees. Let's stop this video for now, and I will continue steps by steps. And otherwise, guys, always look on the bright side of life. As I always say in the videos, I didn't have money. I didn't have a good background. I didn't have anything in life. I was looked down upon. I was frowned upon. The only thing that I had was a dream bigger than me. And it is that dream that carried me through life up until I achieved my success. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. I love you. Remember to press like, share, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Always look on the bright side of life.